You know, America says it prides itself that it's founded on small business, but it doesn't treat them very well.
The way the consumer spends their money really dictates what this city will look like.
You know, if these businesses fail, we're going to have more graffiti, more boarded up storefronts, more crime, and more homeless people in the doorways.
Well, locally owned businesses are important for several reasons. I think a lot of people think about local businesses, locally owned. You know, they often know your name, they support the Little League teams. You know, you go there and you have a comfortable feeling. But there have been numerous studies done over the last several years. It turns out that when you look at the numbers, that locally owned merchants give back to the local economy at a 60% higher level than chain stores or internet stores.
I try to buy San Francisco, I try to buy California, things that are made in the United States. Just find a way to get the purses all to stand up properly. It'd be a wonderful thing. I always try to find local artists, so I have a lot of card lines and jewelry, things like that are made locally.
We buy a lot of our stuff from the local produce market here, and you know, I go to the farmers market on a regular basis on Saturdays. So we do tend to use a lot of local you know, produce and meats, and you know, keep the business in town.
If the consumer thinks about the feeling they get when they walk into a small business, and one, they see things that they're not going to see anywhere else, because this person that owns this store has really taken the time to choose things individually that work for the store, for themselves, for the neighborhood.
They got the best stuff in town, man. What are you kidding? It's all imported from Sicily, Tuscany. It's all great food.
I think that people who go into business are essentially creative souls. And they go into the business because they want to express themselves. You know, they're living out something that is in their heart and soul. It's really important to them, but it's an enormous risk.
I don't come in unless I can spend time, because it's one of those treasure places that you have to come in and look in every little corner, because there's so many things to look at. They're not just on shelves with boxes and boxes of the same thing.
In most locally owned businesses, the owner of the store is working in the store. So he or she has a vested interest in making it work. And you know, it's that simple. I mean, it's not rocket science to figure out that the people who are invested in the stores, they've got to do the job right and keep on top of things, or the customer will choose to go somewhere else.
Deidre,
nice to meet
and
you.
yours?
I am Martha.
All right.
Nice.
And thank you for your time.
Oh, no
It was a wonderful experience.
I love to play like this.
Have a good time.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have fun, ladies.
Thank
Check out all
you.
the places I told you.
I will.
I would say out of all the business in North Beach, probably 50% are run by people who live in North Beach. They also tend to hire people who live in the neighborhood.
And so they have they have an investment in what the schools look like, what transportation looks like. You know, they're involved in their community and they're making those kinds of decisions.
There's empty businesses across the street, and I go out there with my razor blade and take the graffiti off the windows, because the city just takes too much time to do it. And people are invested in the community. And I have one lady that lives in the neighborhood, goes around and picks up litter, and then she puts it in the garbage can on the corner. I mean, she said, that's my job, I just do it. You know, people really care about this community.
If you're interested in living in a city like San Francisco, one of the things that makes the neighborhoods work is the locally owned businesses. And if you don't support them and they go away, then we may as well live in New Jersey somewhere or somewhere else because we're all it's going to look the same.
You know, we don't have Ferris wheels, we don't have video games, parlors and all that stuff. We have a viable, living, breathing community that is still unique in America.